really out of the battle for a lot of it, and actually being past the Pendant of Energy and the Sobi Master, clearly he will be going for sleep first. He will be trying to just get off a whole bunch of sleeps, probably on the Blade Master, although obviously on the Shadow Hunter works as well, if you want to stop something from being healed while you're trying to kill it. And, ooh, this could be a pretty bad... I can't believe Sushi's actually creeping this. He must have seen the Blade Master with his shade, but he's creeping it nonetheless, and Sushi now, or Mack now coming back in with the rest of his army. Speed Scroll being used, and this is going to cause a whole bunch of trouble. Sleep actually being used on that Blade Master so that it couldn't pick up the item, and I think the Dreadlord picked it up. It was a Ring of Protection +4, and it looks like Sushi's actually moving in. I assume he has a TP. Yeah, he does have a TP on his Death Knight, but he didn't use it for some reason, and he's taken a whole bunch of damage up from both the Creeps and the Creep Jack, and that really could cause him a lot of trouble. And Ensnare being used on that one statue, and that statue will go down very quickly to those Wind Riders, who, there's 4 of them now, I believe? Yeah, 4 of them now, and Sushi being forced into retreat here, and the Blade Master, actually Sushi turning around just to kill that one Raider. Mack only built one, just obviously a bit of Ensnare is quite nice, and Mack does manage to kill that Dreadlord so quickly. Obviously it has really low starting armor, really low starting hit points, and if the Death Knight can't coil it in time, then it just dies pretty quickly. And a couple of Fiends now coming out for Sushi, and probably he'll have Web as well, so he will be able to focus down those Wind Riders pretty quickly. And it looks like we are actually seeing an expansion here. Yeah, an expansion being put up. Interestingly, not a tiny Great Hole, but actually he's going for a proper expansion, considering he is tier 3. That's a bit of an odd choice, but we are now seeing actually wardrobe upgrades as well, so we will be seeing Kodos at some point, but presumably he just wants to stay under 50 food. Mack currently at 48 food, whereas Sushi is at 47, so actually pretty similar food counts. And it looks like we are now seeing some creeping from Sushi, but Mack is nearby, and Sushi is aware of this. He has his shade right here, and if Mack steals anything, that'll be really careless by Sushi, but it looks like he's unable to do so. And I imagine that Dreadlord will be back soon as well. Yeah, ooh, Dreadlord is actually back, and stuck as well, and he's actually selling a Ziggurat, but I don't think that's going to help. A really odd choice there by Sushi, a bit unfortunate, and he will need to sell one of these Ziggurats, or harvest a whole bunch of lumber there, so a bit unfortunate there for Sushi, and I imagine he'll just go for the lumber, considering he has these Frenzied Ghouls just around. And what did he pick up? He picked up a... oh, what was his item? Oh, maybe Mack stole it. That'd be pretty careless. I can't remember what it was. Sorry, I can't seem to recall at this point. But a Gem of Health now for for Mack here, and that's gonna be again very nice. He's passed the Periapt of Vitality to the Shadow Hunter, so both his heroes have vastly increased hit points, and that's gonna be really nice, especially considering that Sushi has gone for the Dreadlord third. Obviously the point of that is to try and focus down sort of one of the heroes while the other one is disabled, and having such nice buffs for both the heroes is really useful. Speed Scroll being used because Mack knew he was about to be jacked, and could just run out of there. But Sushi down to only 3 feeds and 2 heroes in the statue at this point, a 4th fiend now coming in as well, and actually a bunch of goals as well. But still no upgrades actually for him either, and I imagine yeah, this expansion is now up now for Mack, and Mack continuing to creep as well. Some very nice creeping here from Mack. Obviously Twisted Meadows is an amazing map just for if you want to creep up stuff out, and getting pretty close to level 5 on his Blade Master, and that's a second Sobi Mask for Mack. Very nice there for him. It's going to mean that he can put out a whole bunch of spells, as well as continue to Windwalk and continue to harass a lot. Level 2 on that Dreadlord, he will go for Vampiric Aura, just because Carrion Storm costs a lot of mana. I beg your pardon, and he does have ghouls, so he gets a bit of a boost from the Vampiric Aura. And Sushi continuing to creep, actually, some pretty aggressive creeping here. Actually, 2 Sobi Masks on each side now. The Dreadlord has picked up one as well, and that's very nice for the Dreadlord. Obviously, look at his mana items now. He has 495 mana, Sobi Mask, and a Potion of Greater Mana, and actually picking up +6 strength there as well. So some pretty nice heroes for both sides now. And looks like Sushi's trying to get his Dreadlord to level 3. He won't quite get it from this camp, but he does pick up a Sapper here. But I'm not sure whether this is going to work, because Mack is running straight back into his base. I don't think he's scouted at the Sapper, but if he can react quick enough, I assume the Sapper is going for the burrows, and ooh, luckily he won't quite get there. There is one bat out, presumably against the prospect of the sorry, what are they called? The Frostworms, or gargoyles, but presumably mainly frostorms. And Sushi doing a bit of damage here, not really doing that much though, and decided to TP away. I think because he knew that Mack was so close, so close by, and could really do a lot of damage. He did do a fair bit of damage to Mack's gold, but he can just bring off a couple of peons, and he will actually need one more peon. I'm not sure. Maybe he's going to send this one peon here to maximize gold output. And it looks like Mack deciding to counterattack. He has 65 out of 50 food now after losing those couple ziggurats, or sorry, those couple burrows, and he is now scouting up, but I think he's going to want to attack because he knows that the longer he waits, the more of an army that Sushi will be able to build up. Mack currently has 65 food compared to 68 for Sushi. It's actually pretty similar food counts at this point. But obviously some pretty nice heroes for both sides, but I think Sushi probably has a slight hero advantage. 4-3-3 is it 5-4 or 4-4? 4-4 for Mack. So yeah, Sushi probably has a bit of a hero advantage at this point, and he really does need to keep up the pressure. Still building more ghouls actually, and he has put up a second crypt as well, and he's actually building ghouls from one and fiends from the other. So some interesting tier 1 play here from Sushi. Obviously the fiends are so important for netting those Wind Riders, and then just having the ghouls to take them down. They're pretty low food count, they can get in the way a lot, they can move around a lot, and they're just really fun to use as well. And this expansion, I don't think it's been scouted out yet by Sushi, and so Sushi could be in a bit of trouble. And this Blade Master does come across the army and decides just to take out a statue. Does get purge off, and it looks like Sushi knows there's not much he can do about this. I doubt he has Destroy form. And the Dreadlord TPing back in now, and the Tome of Relics being taken down there by Mack, who sort of sneakily walked in, and a couple units get taken down. One Kodo gets taken down. I'm not sure if actually Sushi managed to take out anything else before that Shadowhunter TP'd out. So some pretty tricky play there by Mack. He did do a small amount of damage, but he did. I think the better thing that he did was manage to waste both Sushi's time and money. And considering that he's being massively outmined, that could be really bad for him. And Mack is now sort of killing off these acolytes. There is no protection now that Tome of Relics is down. And there's no way that these acolytes are going to stay up. He really just needs to run them away, maybe waste the Blade Master's time, and then rebuild them later. And it looks like Sushi just sold one of his buildings here. I forget what it was. The Boneyard. The Boneyard was there. I think he sold that. So an interesting choice there. I guess he decided that there were just so many Wind Riders out, he was never going to be going for Frost Rooms, and so instead he may as well just sell it for that small amount of extra free gold. And if there does come a situation where there aren't any Wind Riders left, and Sushi has done enough damage, then he'll be in a good enough position anyway that he can afford to rebuild the Boneyard. But this Blade Master not getting caught in the TP, I'm not sure whether or not that was intentional, but he will be. I'll be able to take down this one last acolyte, and it does have more than enough mana to run away thanks to that Sobi mask. And then this expansion continuing to bring in a whole bunch of gold. Finally mining off 5 peons just now. That's really late actually. I'm not sure if Mack didn't realize it, or he just wasn't really bothered because he just wanted his gold mine to last a bit longer, and he knew he was out mining anyways. I'm not exactly sure about that, but one shade now coming in along with the army, and hopefully we'll be able to scout out that Blade Master when he's trying to be tricky. And Sushi knows that he needs to push now because he doesn't have any income really, and it will take him a while to properly regain his income. And a sacrificial skull being used just to bring up some blade here, and some nice focusing going down on these Wind Riders. They go down so quickly if you can't keep them sort of all focusing on one unit and keep them all together and keep them healed up. And level 5 now on that Death Knight is going to need some very nice nukes. Sleep constantly being used on this Blade Master. Very nice play here. Obviously only level 2 sleep, but it costs less mana than level 1 sleep, and it lasts a lot longer, and so you can really afford to just constantly do it. And Sushi really should be, or sorry, Max should just constantly be trying to attack his Blade Master whenever it's slapped. Obviously there's a couple second delay before you can do it, but it's just so important to do because that Blade Master is just such an important part of the of his damage output. And a couple nice burrows here actually. If we switch back to Sushi's point of view, we can see how much hit points, very few hit points on those burrowed fiends. And we are now, this one Kodo does get taken down as well, and one fiend pops out. So some really nice play here by Sushi, really managing to play with sort of a very small income. And this Blade Master getting focused down a whole lot. The Shadowhunter has been slapped, so it means there won't be any healing, and death, and we are now seeing the Blade Master being forced to run away, and this Shadow Hunter being forced to TP away. TPing to the base, though, I think that possibly is to so that he doesn't reveal that he has his expansion out, and no acolytes on gold. The Sushi doesn't have enough gold. Sushi only has 61 gold. He can't rebuild his acolytes until he sells them items. So this could be a bit of trouble for him. And meanwhile, we are now seeing a whole lot of very few units here for Mack. He only has this one Wind Rider, and I'm surprised it actually hasn't been webbed yet, but we'll probably see it be webbed fairly soon. This Blade Master, meanwhile, has taken a lot of damage, is being forced to run away, and it looks like it will get away because that Shade was just out of range, but this Wind Rider does get taken down nonetheless, and this Shadow Hunter surely will be slapped. Not quite enough mana on that Dreadlord, and the Shadow Hunter manages to use the speed goal to get away. So some very nice micro there by Mack, managing to get his heroes away, if nothing else. Obviously, it's pretty hard to micro webbed Wind Riders, but he did serve the best with what he could. And 5-5 now for Mack, and he's really going to need to try and tank this damage. This expansion has been scouted, but that's really the least of Mack trouble at this point. These heroes, I think it's sort of the Sobi Master, just making them so powerful, because you can just see that Sushi's just managing to constantly use Sleep, constantly use Coil, and there's really not much that can be done about it. And obviously you can cancel the Sleep eventually, but as I say, it completely destroys sort of your mentality as well, and it just